Hi friends, welcome to this week's demo. Okay, so this week we're going to be making mini suede paper books. I wanted to use suede paper because one, suede paper is really fun and flexible. It's a type of book cloth. It's also fuzzy on one side, which is awesome, and I love it. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be working with a paper here. I've already pre-scored this, but I'm going to score it with you so then that way you can see what the size is. The paper we're working with is 12 inches by 11 inches. Now, when I first learned about this little mini book that we're going to make today, I had actually planned to use 12 by 12 paper. The thing is that when I grabbed this paper because I wanted something a little bit more modeled, I realized it's 11 by 17. So I decided to cut my 12 by 12 paper down to 11 inches in height and 12 inches wide. Okay, so you can use 11 by 17 paper or 12 by 12 paper to create your little mini book today. All right, so either way, we need it to be 11 inches by 12 inches. So what I'm going to do here on my scoreboard, we're going to start with the 12-inch side first, and we're going to take our scoring tool and we're going to score it at 2, 6, and 10 inches. And then we're going to turn the paper here and we're going to score it. This is the 11-inch side now, and we're going to score it at the 5.5-inch mark, which is the halfway point. And then half of 5.5 is 2 3/4, and we are going to score it at the 2 3/4 mark. We're also going to score it at the 2 3/4 mark on the other side, but since I don't know what that dimension is, I'm just going to turn this and we're going to do it at 2 3/4 on this side. Okay, so you're going to end up with basically 4 separate panels here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they're also going to go the other direction. So now what we're going to do is we're going to find the middle here, and oh, not that direction. 12 inches wide. We're going to find the middle here. This is what we want. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. We're going to cut up through 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to cut to this point right here. Okay. We're just going to cut straight up. Boop, boop, boop. So after you've cut that up the center here, we're going to make little pockets. So you're going to bring this over to the side here. Remember this little 2-inch section here. We're going to put double-sided tape on each of these little seams here. So we're going to do one on the end, and then we're going to do one here and here, here and here, here and here, and one on the end here. Okay, so that way it's sticky at all of the little, all of those little fold lines. We're going to fold that up, bring this over to the other side here, and we're going to do the same thing. Double-sided tape here, here and here, here and here, here and here, and here on the end. So now you have little pockets and you can tuck little things in, which is perfect. So now we're going to flip this over. Now, the most important part with this for our mini book is that the inside here is going to be totally flat. So that means you're going to accordion fold on the outside. You're going to flip this over and you're going to do the accordion on the outside again. Okay, so now you have a little book that has little pockets, so fun. And when you do a little top fold, you can put other little things in here. All right, so now we're going to cut out our pages for the inside of our book, little text weight pages. So what we're doing here is we're going to grab 8.5 by 11 paper. It's text weight, so it's lighter weight, it's not cardstock. And we're going to cut this at 7 inches wide. And then we're going to cut these into 2.5-inch little strips. And we need 4 of them. Then you're going to take all of those together and you're going to fold those in half. Just like so. Okay, so now we're going to go to our book. We're going to go right here to the middle where we just were, and we're going to put a line of glue right there at the seam. Right there at the fold line. Okay, now you're going to take one of your little pages here at the halfway mark. You're going to just lay that right onto that little line of glue. Then you're going to open this up and you're going to nest the next one inside. And this, we're calling this nesting. Again, a little line of glue, and you'll tuck in this page. And then another little line of glue. And then you'll tuck in the next page. And you want to make sure that as you're going that you occasionally fold your book closed so that you make sure that all of your pages are lining up and that they are not getting moved too far from one side or the other. So you don't want them moving up too high or falling down a little bit. All right, and then our last page, again, a little line of glue, and then you're going to lay your last page in. All right, so you're going to fold those down. So now you have a little mini book inside of a book. So much fun. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to make the cover. So the cover of our book, I've already pre-cut this. This is suede paper. This is going to be 3 inches by 8.5 inches. what we're going to do is we're going to flip this over, and then I'm going to have my little, I have some little pieces that we're going to put on the inside for the inside of our cover. And I'm just going to cut those down to size here. So these are going to be 4 inches by 2 3/4. And we're going to need 3 of these in total. And you'll see why in just a moment. Okay. So we're going to use double-sided tape, or you could also use glue. And we're going to put double-sided tape on all 4 sides. And then this is going to go at the top. And you want the top and the left and the right, you want the even amount of space of the suede paper underneath. Now the fuzzy part of the suede paper is down. We're on the inside of the suede paper. But you can see there's an 1/8 of an inch border on the top and then on the left and right. We're going to do the same thing at the bottom here. Double-sided tape on all 4 sides. I'm going to stick this down here. Once again, 1/8 of an inch border on 3 sides. The bottom, left, and on the right. Okay, and this will just make your cover of your book a little bit more sturdy, so it actually will hold up a little bit better. Okay, so now we're going to be putting our little book together. Oh, not quite yet. Not quite yet. Almost, almost. All right, now we're going to grab our die cut machine. Okay, so with our die cut machine here, I have a small rounded rectangle. This is this little guy here. And we're going to cut out the front of our book. So you got to decide which is going to be the front. In this case, they're exactly the same, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to lay this on here. I'm going to just do this paper side down here, or I'm going to die cut the paper side of this rather than the suede paper side. I'm going to line this up in the middle of my front cover of my book. I'm going to roll this through. Right. Okay, so now this little guy cut out here, and now we have our cover of our book here. Right, so now what we're going to do here is we're going to put double-sided tape on 3 sides, not on the side with the edge of the book here, okay? And I'm getting it pretty close to my rounded rectangle cutout here. So 3 sides, and then I have this tiny little piece of acetate. I just need 1 piece. It's 2 inches by 3 inches. Acetate is just a piece of plastic, and that's just going to cover up the little window, okay? Now we have another piece, this 3rd piece. We're going to put double-sided tape, again, only on 3 sides. And then the side where there's no double-sided tape is where it's going to go on the edge of the book. We're going to line that up and we're going to paste that on. This allows us to be able to reach in here and actually slide something, and slide something in our little book, which is pretty fun, into our little cover. All right, so now we're going to put our book together. So we have our little book here. We have our pages on the inside, and we have the top fold. So we're going to put this right here in the middle. I'm going to open this up so that my pages are down like so. And I'm going to grab what I want for my tie. So I'm going to use this fun little twine here. And I'm going to put this right in the middle. And then I'm going to close my book. And then I'm just going to tie it. And if it's not tight at the moment, that's okay. It will get tighter as we tie it. I'm going to tie this off. Sometimes you might need to go under a second time just to make sure that that doesn't untie on you. I'm going to tie it pretty tight. And then I like to have mine over in the corner, and then I'm just going to tie this tight over here. And then I want this to kind of dangle. This would be great if you want to hang like little beads on it, but what I want to do is I'm actually going to take this and I'm actually going to unravel it. Because I kind of like the idea of having it kind of unfrayed a little bit. It just adds a little bit more texture, just makes it look a little bit more interesting. Of course, you can do yours however you would like. Perfect, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. Alright. This is a little longer than the other one is, so we can just a bit longer here. Unravel all of those little bits and pieces. There we go. All right, perfect. And then I'm just going to trim those down to size. So they're a little more interesting and not so heavy there. All right, and then we can take some of the Ellie art and you can cut it up and add in little fun things for your little book. So what we have here are is a collection of some fun LE art. I have mushrooms, I have little plants, and you can find your most favorite little image. So because this area here is pretty narrow, if you want to put a little mushroom up there, you're going to need to make sure that it's actually going to fit in there okay. So in this case, I'm going to see if this little guy will fit in there, but I'm not quite sure, but let's see what happens here. Oh, it might. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide this up here, making sure it's under that little piece of acetate. Let me slide that in. And there you have your cute little mini suede book. Isn't that so adorable? Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Ah! And then you have your little pages on the inside. And what's cool about here is that you have all these little pockets so you can actually cut out other little things and add them in as little things that maybe you want to add in later for the cover of your book. Or maybe you have some little watercolor images you want to take with you and you want to watercolor those for funsies. Or let's say you're going on a little trip and you want something to collect, like little tickets and things from your little adventure. Like, who knows? It's totally up to you. Whatever your heart desires for what you want inside your book. I'm just going to cut out a couple more little things here because they are fun and you never know what you're going to need for your book or your little coloring adventure. So I'm just going to cut out some of the little chanterelles. And this paper is a type of watercolor paper, so you could certainly watercolor your little images, or you could use colored pencils. It's really up to you what you would like to do to color your little guys, or maybe you want to give this as a little gift and you wanted to have a bunch of little watercolor images that you can put inside the book, and then your little friend or whoever you're giving the book to, then they could pull those out and they could color them at their leisure. So it's really up to you, but there we have it. There is our little suede paper book. Sorry, I decided I'm going to cut out a couple more mushrooms. I just want it to be full and exciting and fun. And I have a lot of different kinds of paper here, so even if after you made your book, if you don't want to put my art in it, which is totally fine, I have little I have white paper here. You could draw your own art and put it inside the book, or you could cut out paper from one of our decorative papers. Maybe there's little images in there that you want. And you're welcome to do that too. So there we have it, friends. Our little suede paper book. We'll fold that inside, and there we have it. And what's also cool is that it will stand up on its own. Yay! And I want to show you the other ones we've made today. So I have the one with little plants, and another one with a little mushroom. So you can stop by and make one of, it depends on what color you'd like. We have all the supplies to make one of every color. They're $5 each to make the craft, and that will be up until next Wednesday. I hope to see you. Hope you have a fun day, friends. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye!